Hello, everyone. Just a quick disclaimer. We want to continue having important conversations about Philippine history, but the information covered only aims to give you an idea of what things were like during this period of time. It has been years since the Spanish and American colonial periods in the Philippines, and since then, the country has been able to experience a number of freedoms. But the Philippines is not yet completely free. The values and ideologies forced upon them by the Westerners, along with the atrocities Filipinos faced at that time, would leave lasting impacts of Western colonization, such as colonial mentality, and would soon make its way into society, showing itself not only through politics, education, religion, and social class, but also through the beauty standards in the Philippines. In this episode, we are going to be looking at the current beauty standards in the Philippines. When you look at the Philippines' current beauty standards, it is still heavily influenced by its colonial oppressors. The Western beauty, or as we call it in the Philippines, mestizo or mestiza, is an ideal beauty standard in modern Philippine society, where a person has mixed parentage, usually having one parent who is of European descent. These people are known for their lighter complexion, straight hair, and sharp noses. This kind of beauty is aimed for, and most of the time, people who fit this standard are rewarded by society, providing them with more opportunities and higher social placements. Though, this particular attitude is nothing new, as back in colonial times, mestizos and mestizas were already placed higher in society. However, they were still never considered superior to the Western colonizers. Western features are common in the Philippine entertainment industry and can be seen from almost all of the artistas you'd usually see on TV and on social media. There are also celebrities who embody Filipino beauty. However, they are not considered as significant as the ones who do meet the country's Western beauty standards. This results in the widespread acceptance of an ideal beauty standard and is reinforced by things like the skin whitening industry, which capitalizes on the insecurities of Filipinos, essentially manipulating them into thinking that they can only be considered beautiful if and only if they have complied with the said beauty standards being enforced by society. Just scrolling through social media or going around the city exposes you to countless advertisements of skin whitening products. These ads are very hard to miss, as it is in almost every billboard, social media platform, and commercials, being endorsed by celebrities who already embody the Western beauty standard. Living in a society where you are being discriminated against for embracing your unique Filipino features is one of the main reasons why the skin whitening industry is a booming industry. There's high demand for beauty products that could lighten one's complexion, and this is exactly what the people think they need in order to fit into society and finally be classified as attractive. If we look back to the previous eras, specifically the pre-colonial era, we have learned that Filipinos were unimpressed with the pale white skin of the Spanish colonizers due to their lack of tattoos, and their pearly white teeth, which were often compared to wild animals. So, what changed? Why are Filipinos made to feel the need to reject their own identity and instead support the beauty standard enforced by their oppressors? Taking a look back at the previous episode, we learned that the Spanish colonizers perceived Filipinos as uncivilized, and so they established the colonial project. Here, Filipinos were then taught how to become civilized by the standards of the colonizers. This was one of the main ways for the Spanish to assert dominance over Filipinos. As a result, Filipinos then rejected their own identity and began to comply with the colonial culture forced upon them. This still manifests itself today and is considered to be a systemic problem. It is not just an issue of an individual's self-esteem. In the Philippines, one's skin color is still seen as a marker of social difference, and a sign of class inequality. Whether they are European or Chinese, light-skinned individuals usually have a significant cultural capital. These are defined as the social assets of a person, like education, intellect, and style. Based on the study conducted in line with the production of this series, Gen Z, Millennial, and Gen X Filipinos between the ages of 18 to 56 were interviewed, and the shared sentiment among the respondents was that present-day Philippine beauty standards still lean strongly towards Western features. A number of them shared that from personal experience and through media, the Philippines is biased towards those who are fair-skinned, have Caucasian facial and body proportions, and light-colored hair and eyes. Some respondents also noted that nowadays, modern Korean pop culture has an influence on Filipino beauty standards as well, but added that the standard is still closer to the Western ideal. One millennial respondent shared that growing up, they were taught to identify Western traits as beautiful, which is a direct result of colonization. On the flip side, it was discussed that in pre-colonial times, even if Filipinos had varying skin tones, there are no known recorded accounts where they discriminated against each other based on that difference. The tendency to reject anything that is Filipino, only to accept anything that is considered to be white, still manifests itself in modern times, and we only have colonization and imperialism to blame for it. The values and culture imposed on Filipinos by their colonial oppressors affect the way we perceive ourselves to this day, and there is still so much to be done before we are truly free. Now, this is just a peek into a part of our history. There's an entire world beyond your feed, and if you'd like to know more, we highly encourage you to check out our website, thecolonizationofbeauty.com, for more resources on this topic. Thanks for watching!